Hey everyone, welcome back to the DMU YouTube channel. Today's video is all about the recent DMU global trip to New York City, and it was so good. So myself and about 30 psychology students flew from Heathrow to New York City with two of our lecturers as part of a fossils and artifacts trip for our third year module called Conceptual Issues. Obviously, as well as my little psychology trip, there was loads of other university trips, and a total of about 1,000 staff and students went to New York across the same period of time. So I'm going to tell you all about that. So we stayed at a hotel called Row, which was pretty much on Times Square, and it was a really nice hotel. On the trip, we were there for a total of, I want to say like 4 or 5 days, and 2 of the days we had academic activities sorted for us. So the first one was where we went to the American Museum of Natural History, and our main focus here was on cultural evolution, which was our lecturer Carlos's specialism. So he does a lot of research in cultural evolution and different societies and how they differ from our Western society. So going there and listening to him talking about things he knows so much about and he's so passionate about was such like an amazing experience. We learned about Pacific Islanders, so individuals from the Trobriand Islands and surrounding areas, and we learned about how they differ culturally in terms of weapons and beliefs and traditions. We were just so lucky to have that experience with somebody that knows so much teaching us about it. And then the other academic activity, which was on a whole other day, was we went to the United Nations, and here we were learning about the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, and we spent the day listening to talks and even joining in. I didn't because I'm terrified of public speaking, but a lot of my friends did speak up on the microphone at the UN, which I think is so cool. One of the activities involved 3 universities pitching projects that they'd come up with in order to affect one of the SDGs, and whoever won this pitch was going to get a £500 startup fund for their project. They all did their pitches, they were incredible, obviously all talking about sustainability and the planet and how we can make a change, and we got the chance to vote for who we thought most deserved the startup fund, which was really interesting to be involved in that decision. And it was lovely to listen to people talk about how they want to make a change and how they're going to do it. At the end of the session, Baroness Lawrence gave us a goodbye talk, and it was a really nice opportunity to listen to her speak. And then the whole group moved outside for a massive photograph, which I'll try and pop on screen. And yeah, it was just a really fun day. It was one of those experiences that not everybody gets the chance to talk about, not everybody gets the chance to do, and I'm really grateful for it. Apart from those 2 days of academic activity, we had complete free reign of what we wanted to do. My friends and I wanted to fit in as much as we could, so one of our priorities was we 100% wanted to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge, which we did, and it was absolutely pouring it down with rain. It was so windy and so cold, but it was beautiful nonetheless. The view was incredible, and when we got to the other end of the bridge, we walked around Brooklyn Bridge Park and just explored the Dumbo area of Brooklyn, which I have always wanted to do. So it was really nice to see how Brooklyn differs from Manhattan and all of the little independent shops and cafes and bookstores. We also went into Central Park, of course, and went to Bethesda Fountain and Terrace, which is my personal favourite place in the whole city. I knew I wanted to show my friends there because they'd never been to it before. Any Gossip Girl fans out there, you will know why it's so exciting to go there. It was beautiful. The architecture of the terrace itself is stunning. It's absolutely unlike anything else I've ever seen, and there's street performers there and musicians and people with giant bubbles, and it's just such a nice atmosphere. Everyone's happy when they're there, and there's so many talented people like demonstrating what they're so good at, and it's lovely. We of course had to take a little trip to Grand Central Station. This building is phenomenal for a start, but I really wanted to show everybody the whispering walls where you stand in one corner, and then because of the shape of the ceiling, someone can hear what you're saying in the other corner. If you've never done it before and you get the chance to go to New York, you definitely have to go because it's so weird, but it's so cool. And again, the building's stunning, the ceiling is just beautiful, and there's a massive food court downstairs. One evening we did take a trip down to look at Ground Zero, the 9/11 memorial. I didn't film anything there, it just felt wrong. I don't necessarily agree with taking footage of such an emotional and meaningful thing. We went in the evening, so it was really peaceful. There was hardly anybody there other than us, and it's just the most strange atmosphere because you go there and it's silent, and you know everybody knows it's such an emotional place that represents so much, and reading everybody's names on there is absolutely heartbreaking, but It is a beautiful memorial and definitely a must-see if you go to New York City. We were also lucky enough to be in New York when the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree was still up. So one day we did go to look at the ice rink and the Christmas tree, which was beautiful. And then we did go to the top of the rock, which is hands down the best view of the city ever. Absolutely love it. It was so windy and cold there as well, but completely worth it. And you stand one side and you can see Central Park, and the other side you can see the Empire State Building, the One World Trade Center and the Statue of Liberty, all like in a line. One evening we also walked the High Line, which I believe is an old like train track that's been converted into like parks, and it's just a beautiful walkway around the city. It's so strange because you're raised up high and you obviously see the streets and what's going on below you, but you're like in between skyscrapers. It's really nice though. I loved it. Something else I knew I wanted to do and I was so excited to do was go and see the Friends apartment. If you've seen Friends, it's that beautiful building in Greenwich Village with the red little cafe underneath it, and it's what they use in all their cutaways to like transition into the apartment. We saw that and I was so excited. I was just thinking how annoying it must be for the people that live there to have people stand on their corner and take pictures of their apartment all day. And while we were in Greenwich Village, we also went to Joe's Pizza, which is the best pizza I've ever had, and it's called the best pizza in New York. Loads of celebrities go there. Leonardo DiCaprio, he's the only one that's popped into my head, but I know there's a lot. And honestly, $3 for a huge slice of pizza, and it's incredible. And on our last day we wanted to fit something in the morning because we didn't have to meet at the hotel until 2 to go to the airport. The one thing we hadn't done that we wanted to do was go to the New York Public Library, which is again a stunning building, and we were really excited to go to the big famous room that's in all the films like The Day After Tomorrow. And it was such a surreal experience because my friends and I ended up finding the psychology section, grabbing a textbook from Freud, just sitting down flicking through Freud in the New York Public Library. So that is everything that we did in New York for the DMU Global trip. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you do get the chance to go on a DMU Global trip, definitely apply. I wish I could do more, but I think that's probably it for me in DMU Global now. I'll be graduating soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back very soon with another video. Bye guys!